and truth and evidence. And this is the segment of the show, Live and Living Color, where I present truth and evidence. And it doesn't take long. And it's just something that can make you, the audience, sit back, analyze the truth, analyze the evidence, think about it, and then maybe in the next episode, we will talk about your discovery, truth and evidence. And so, one of the things that I wanted to present, since we've been on a wave since the end of December of 2023, even now, we've been on a wave of learning more and more and more about the truth and evidence of VADA testing, anti-doping, doping, the protocols, all kind of stuff that I haven't even gotten the chance to teach you yet. But we did have a man who referred to himself as the professor on this channel, Victor Conti, the expert, share with us a lot of information in the interviews that I conducted with him. With that being said, there's something that I wanted to present as truth and evidence. So if I can get all of your attention, this is our first piece. This is the first time we're doing a segment called Truth and Evidence. We're not going to be long with it. Like I said, in selected lives, I will present certain truths and evidence, and it could be on anything related to boxing and the business of boxing. But the first thing that I want to do is set the foundation of something that is basically readily available on VADAtesting.org, their website. Yeah, their website. And it's information on there. And of course, I dropped a video earlier today where I talked about my conversation with Victor Conti and my assessment of the things that he said was inaccurate and incorrect on VADA's website. But it's something interesting that I saw many years ago. This now, what I'm about to show y'all, this is like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all like I always do. This was like I want to say 10 years ago. Yeah, yeah. I told you I've been studying this for over a decade and a half now. But I wanted to show y'all something because we need answers. So truth and evidence. And if you can direct your attention on your screen, you will see that these are the words of the founder, medical doctor, and former ringside physician of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, who obviously founded WADA. She founded VADA after Victor Conti, his words, not mine, introduced her to the founder of WADA, Dick Pound. But these are her words, and I underlined them so that you all can have an easier opportunity to read it. In the second paragraph, I will read it to those who are watching this podcast live and live in color, and they're listening, but they can't see their screen. And it says, when a fighter enrolls and is eligible for testing, they are listed on the site. And when they successfully complete the program, that is also listed. If a fighter tests positive, they are removed from the site. Hmm. Mm. I'm going to read that again. These are the words of Margaret Goodman, who was in an interview, and she said these words. It was an interview conducted via email. I'm going to read it again because I want us all to be on the same page so we all can be educated on this. All right? Let me read it again for the people in the back. When a fighter enrolls and is eligible for testing. They are listed on the site, their website, VADA's website. Okay, when they enroll and they are eligible for testing, they are listed on VADA's website. The air fryer. Woo, Lord have mercy, the air fryer is warming up as I read this. And when they successfully complete the program, that is also listed. If a fighter tests positive, they are removed from the site. We need answers. So, the founder of VADA, she told the public, when a fighter enrolls and is eligible for testing, they are listed on the website. So I want to give context to why I asked Victor Conti, since Terence Bud Crawford joined the SNAC program before fighting Errol Spence Jr., why didn't VADA list him on the website if he enrolled in VADA testing and was eligible for the program of testing? Because we know that the first fight that Terence Crawford had under the SNAC program was Sean Porter. Now, Victor Conti, after presented with that evidence that I gave him about Terence Crawford not being listed on the website of VADA for being tested, Victor Conti said that Al Heyman and PBC has what he likes to call a muzzle rule. Muzzle rule. And I said, okay, I understand. But Terence Crawford wasn't a PBC fighter, nor was he signed to Al Heyman when he fought Sean Porter. So Top Rank promoted that fight, and Top Rank was promoting Terence Crawford. There was no muzzle rule. And as you heard him say live and living color in the interview, I just dropped a piece of the portion today. You also heard him say, well, maybe there wasn't any testing for VADA between Sean Porter and Terence Crawford. Interestingly enough, VADA also equally did not acknowledge publicly that Terence Crawford was tested or enrolled in the program when he fought David Evanesian a year after the fight with Porter, and I'm talking about in December of 2022. Now, according to Victor Conti, his words, not mine, there was limited testing because Desmond Gung had limited resources financially to be able to pay for testing, and also because the frequency would not have been available. There was limited testing, and the frequency would not have been available because the fight between David Evanesian and Terence Crawford materialized very quickly. That's what Victor Conti told us. Now, I did kind of debunk that theory when he was here in my face, because I pointed out the fact that content creators were acknowledging that the fight was going to happen between Terence Crawford and David Evanesian on October the 20th. that was Blue Blood was one of those people that spoke on that. And I only know that because at the time that I was going through the little issue with Mr. Blue Blood, I did research on his channel to see who he was, because him and some others were throwing shots at me subliminally, and we're not going to rehash that. But my point is, credit to Blue Blood Sports TV, because he was with BLK Prime, and he's the one that broke the news, or one of the ones that broke the news in October that Terence Crawford was going to fight David Ebenezer. But they fought in December. So it's like they fought December 10th. They had at least 6 to 8 weeks to be able to get the VADA testing for both fighters. I'm just saying. So when I said that, that's when he talked about the promoter of BLK Prime didn't have all the money. And then I asked Mr. Victor Conti, well, couldn't you, the anti-doping advocate, couldn't you have paid out of your own pocket? You are the anti-doping advocate, right? Couldn't you have paid for the testing? Since Terence Crawford is under the SNAP program, and you always say you got to protect your fighters. That's what Victor told me. I got to protect my fighters and make sure the other guy's not cheating. Couldn't you have paid for it? And he agreed. And his voice changed when I said that. And he said, yeah, I could have paid. So we need answers. We don't know if Terence Crawford was tested when he fought Sean Porter. We don't know if he was tested when he fought David Ebenezer. We don't know. We need answers.
When I said,
Vic, before you get to your next issue, may I respond to the list?
Sure.
There's one name, Victor, that you forgot to mention.
Which one?
Well, you mentioned all the promoters, Queensberry, Matchroom, TGB, Top Rank. But there's one name of a promoter that you forgot to mention, and that is Desmond from BLK Prime. In other words, it's Terence Crawford. I asked you, was he tested for David Ebenezer's fight? You told me limited, but that promoter, I don't know if he has a muzzle rule, but his name was not on that list. So we don't know if Terence Crawford was tested or not, because VADA didn't put it on the website that he was tested.
You're correct. There is no, they did not mention it.